What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Other Side of the Game. I got a special guest in here with me today. I got my teammate, Jonathan Starks. What's going on, big dog?
What's good, my boy? What's good?
Chilling, man. Trying to get through this season.
Man, same.
Yeah, man. It's been a tough season for you, man. You started out on fire, and then you was doing well, and then a couple games into the season, man, you had an unfortunate injury, man. That always sucked, and I know it's tough, like especially when you're not home. Not being able to I mean, you had your family here, which was that was a plus. They
Oh, for sure.
keep you
Yeah.
sane. But I mean, I know you ain't come this far just to be like, damn, now I just got to rehab and, I ain't playing. So how's that for you, man?
Man, it's actually been a blessing for me, man. I hate injuries, but it come with the game. And I love the game, so I love everything that come with it. So that's kind of the approach that I'm taking with it. And I'm trying to use this time to just better myself in different areas. Obviously I can't do anything on the court, so I'm trying to use this time to, just better myself in other areas. So I'm looking at it as a positive, and it's helping me grow as a person, outside of basketball. So, it's still all good on my end, man.
I hear that, man. That's good to hear. That's a plus because most people when they get injured and depending on the injury, like I mean, it didn't happen to me. I didn't been hurt before, but you just get like down. You get a little depressed, and like I say, just being away from home, and if you're by yourself, it's even tougher. But I mean, like you stayed positive throughout the whole thing, and I think that low key kind of helped with your rehab. How we was talking today, you was like you 4 weeks ahead, so I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Man, I think big shout out to the fam, man. My wife, she's been a big part of my support system. So she helped me get through this too as well. So, having her here with me, and then obviously my son being here, it give me a little extra motivation to keep pushing. He doesn't care about my injury. He want me to be daddy, so he can never turn that off. You know what I mean? So it's been a blessing to have them here with me, man. And even though they back at the crib now, but they helped me through the early stages of this process.
No, that's love right there. And boy, you done got buff, boy. See, I told you, you turned into security guard over
Hey, I need an XL for real. The large ain't doing it, man.
No, I hear that. I hear that. So, like coming off an injury, like once you are able to get back on the court, like start working out again, officially without any restraints, what you think you going what you think you want to work on like once you get back? What's one of your biggest things that you
Man, just all around, honestly. Uh, I've been doing just strengthening my body. I think that'll be one of the main things that I focus on, really paying close detail and the small muscles and things of that sort to really get stronger. And I think that'll help me a lot on the court. And also to sustain, throughout the season. It's long seasons. And the little things that you do on your off days or when you get back home from practice and before practice, after practice, those little small things that you do with your body, will help you get through the season a lot better and efficiently as well. So, just paying more attention to those little things and strengthening my body like in that aspect. And I think it'll help me, grow as a player.
Yeah, no, that's true. And a lot of people kind of skip over that part just because, like you said, it's little small things. It's like, oh, I could do that anytime. But as an athlete, like we don't really understand and like know how much those small muscles can impact your entire body. Like
For sure.
you can be feeling good one week, and then when them little muscles start to give out and they strained, you've been overworking them, like that's when them big injuries happen. But a lot of people don't really pay too much attention to it just because it ain't the muscles you can show off.
For sure, for sure. And I think that's what separates a lot of players, you know. You got the great like LeBron, obviously, but you got other players like
Oh,
Steph. Yeah, you got other players like Steph that's gonna have a long career as well. And you know, if you study the game, you study the best players, and those are some of the best players. And what's make them one of the best players, their longevity. You know what I'm saying? And they've
mhm.
been playing at a high level for a long time. So, you know, I wanna, you know, mimic that as well.
Oh yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, my goal is to play for about another 5, 6 more years. How long you want to play?
Man, I want to play till I can't play no more, man.
Hey.
Especially if I'm out here in Japan. I love it.
Nah, facts, facts. You can play out here as long as you want. That's
Hey,
my
man,
goal,
for
man,
sure.
to play until the wheels fall off. Cause you ain't
It's
gonna
all
never, I mean, like, you ain't gonna get it back. You don't get it back. You can't, you can go play in the little grown men's league at the crib during the summer, but it don't cut it. It don't
nah,
cut it.
it ain't nothing like being going out there and being able to compete, man. Ain't nothing like it.
Okay, okay. You from what part of Tennessee you say you from again?
Man, I'm from a small town, Mumford, Tennessee, man. It's probably like 25, 30 minutes outside of Memphis, man.
Oh, okay, okay. How was that? How was it growing up, especially like being an athlete? You know.
Man, I'm from a small area. So you know, I was very underrated. You know, it was talent there, but you know, I was most of the time one of the better players in the area. But I was one of those guys that was blessed enough to be able to go to Memphis and compete. I played AAU in the city all the time, and I know all the guys that came from the city, and that's who I played with. That's who I competed with. So it helped me grow my game to be on another level to where whenever I was playing, you know, in Mumford, I was able to stand out a little bit more than you know, my friends and things of that sort. But you know, just being in Memphis, you know, they got some dogs out there, and
Dogs.
and, and for me to go out there and compete with them, you know, it made me a lot better as a player.
Okay, okay. Now that's love, man. I always, you always know, like especially like in high school, like when you the man, especially in your city, like when you that guy in sports,
Yeah,
it's a whole different feeling.
yeah,
Everybody know you, like ain't nothing like getting love in your hometown.
for sure, for sure.
That's one
And
of the
I
best
and,
feelings.
and people, I feel like, you know, I was that underrated kid. You know, they always knew I could hoop, but they didn't know how far I could really take it. You know what I'm saying? And you
Hmm.
know, I always believed in myself and my ability. And but a lot of people, you know, they didn't think I was gonna be able to make it to where I am. You know, but you know, I stuck with it. You know, and did what it do.
Facts. Yeah, boy, they never like to believe, but when you get there, I knew you could do it. I knew you
For,
could do
for sure,
it.
for
Let me
sure.
hold something.
Let me hold some.
Uh, so when
Uh,
you was let's say like high school, since you was close to Memphis and like they knew you on the basketball did you used to go down there like play open gym at the university or whatnot?
Now it was more just AAU.
Hey, you
You know,
okay, okay, got you, got
yeah. So, you know, I would go out there and practice, you know, 2, 3 times a week.
you.
And we were just out there
Okay.
competing. And, you know, the team that I was playing with that, you know, and they had the top players. You know, they 16s, the age groups under us were top teams in the nation, so they had top ranked guys, you know, guys that was already on draft boards, some of them. So, you know,
Hey.
I was yeah, it was it's like that. It's like that.
My AAU experience mine was terrible. Like I only played 1 year of AAU basketball, and this was me being introduced to like actually playing like organized basketball on this level. You feel me? Like I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
play at the
yeah,
park,
yeah.
play a little bit at the Boys and Girls Club, but like I didn't play in high school until I was a junior. But man, oh my God, boy, we went out there. We was little uniforms was terrible. We had them East Bay uniforms, so like when you sweat, them joints stick to your body. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
we was called the Brower Bucks.
The Power Bucks.
We was garbage, but I
Oh
mean,
man,
we'll,
he talking
we'll
about we was
compete.
garbage.
Well, we garbage. I knew I was too. Like, oh man, I was terrible. But it helped though,
That's
man. Like, and back at that time, AAU was. I feel like it was way more competitive though. Like, even just
for
watching
sure.
other teams play. Like, I remember I used to watch. It's this one team in Florida, team Breakdown. They always been really good, and at that time, they had like Kenny Boynton on that team. They had Brandon Knight. They had
Okay.
this one guard, short dude, Raymond Taylor. He was nice, and they had a couple other guys, dude, Bo Relaford on my team. Hold on, let me pause. Yeah, so like, nah, having watching them guys play, man, and watching them play like them other top AAU teams, man, like them games was, it was like, damn, this is very like these good games, like they playing real basketball, team
So
basketball, and like now. Man, watching it now, I can't even watch it now. I can't even watch like a lot of basketball now, to be honest with
and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to, start my AAU team, is so they can learn from somebody that's actually going through it and let them know what it actually takes to make it on this level. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be that voice for them and somebody that they can come to, and talk to about to see how it really is. We it's
Hey man, we at the camp again, man. We turned.
So give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, we're gonna get the game going. So let me introduce. All right, we gotta cheer him up, all right? We gotta cheer him up. It's gonna be a tough battle. But I think they can do it. They can do it. I think the young guys can do it. Let's go. Almost. Get out. Come on, we're gonna play some defense.
Me and all my boys. And my diamonds come from Tokyo. Power high, come from Tokyo. I call them Ching Chong. Money from tree. Can you show me where they do that? You can have a fun.
a lot different when we were in, high school playing. These kids can get paid now. So, we weren't getting paid like that, how they are legally now. It was still some people
you.
getting paid
Yeah.
under the table, but like you can get paid legally now. So it's a different ball game. So for me it's to try to prepare them for that. And if they're ready for that, to have them being prepared for that. Cause it's different, man. It's a different ball game.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I definitely agree with like the kids getting paid and all that. Of course, they working hard, compensate, compensate them. But at the same time, I feel like it messes up the game. Like it kind of take the love away from it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, I mean, if just I'm thinking about it as looking at it myself. Like if you give me, $250,000 in high school on an NIL deal, like it kind of take the edge away.
for sure. For
Because
sure.
it's like, all right, well, mama, we getting to it now.
Yeah, 'cause
So like my hunger is
yeah.
slowly dying down.
Cause it to me,
But so I can only imagine.
go ahead.
No, go
I
ahead.
feel like it's something that like that's given and that you don't have to work for no more. Like when people
Hmm.
start getting those type of deals so early, they don't have much to prove. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way it's
Facts.
moving to. You know, you gotta have that bag if you want me. Yeah.
Man, that's it's killing the game, man. I hate to see it, but I mean, of course, I love to see people
For
getting paid,
sure.
though. It's just killing the game. It's hard for me to watch, like even NBA. It's hard to watch NBA until it hit like almost playoff time.
Uh-huh.
You know, like that's the part. And it's like, man, I used to love just waking
Yeah.
up before we go to practice, come on, watch the game, come back, watch the replays. Now it's like,
Yeah, it's a lot different, man. I remember I used to stay up, late night, Kobe playing late night. I'm in the South, so they coming on super late, with them being in LA. I'm
mhm.
up 11, 12 before it's school night, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that I'm like, hey, I gotta see this. I don't care. I was watching Kobe. I
Right,
was
I can't
watching
miss
Kobe
this,
anytime I got a chance. I gotta see that.
man. Nah, I feel you. Yeah, it's I hope you know how they say things come back full circle. I'm hoping basketball will kind of go back to the older ways where it's like you actually playing defense, like the bigs are actual big man. I ain't saying you got to be like, super unathletic or just like slower how they were back in the day, but just play real basketball, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the game is just evolving, man. So I mean, the big man now can almost do everything a guard can do, So it's the game just evolving, and it's fun to watch sometimes, but sometimes it just doesn't seem as competitive as it used to be.
Yeah, no, that's true. What's the name of your AAU team?
Team Stark, man.
Team
Yeah.
Stars. Okay.
Yeah, Team
Ooh.
Stark. Yeah, we playing under the Puma circuit, man. So I'm excited about that, So we looking forward to having a great year.
Man, that got to be a good feeling though, like to know that you giving back, but you helping out in a major way.
Man, it feels
Like you
good.
you
Man.
giving a
It
lot of
feel,
people something to
man,
do.
it definitely feels good, man, to know that, you have a chance to have a positive impact on others, and
Hmm.
that's my whole plan behind it is just to kind of give the youth some guidance and lead them in the right direction, especially when it comes to the basketball side of things. So that's my whole thing. But it's not only just the basketball side. I want to teach them a little bit about life too, with growing up as a man. You know what I mean?
Sir, I love to hear that, my boy. That's big right there, man. Like that's what a lot of us needed growing up. Like you need that wiser older person to give you that guidance in life. And I'm glad that you're doing it, man. Those kids are very blessed, man.
Appreciate you.
I wanted to. What you was about to say? My
Nah, I
bad.
say appreciate you.
I wanted to ask you. So after high school, where did you go after that?
After high school, I went to Tulane University. It's in New Orleans.
Tulane.
Yeah, in New
Ooh.
Orleans, Louisiana, man. And I played 2 seasons there. Had a good time, man. Had a good time in New Orleans, man.
New Orleans was. I used to love that trip when we played Tulane. What is the Green Wave, ain't it?
Yeah, Tulane Greenway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
No, I
they
used to
about
love
everything but basketball in New Orleans.
that. Dude, I know you was eating good out there.
Man, was I? Food was great, man.
Well, that food so
Man,
good.
food was great. And like,
Man.
most of the time in cafeterias at the school, it don't be hidden like that.
Hmm.
They used to do it in the cafeteria. Yeah.
I bet. I bet, man. We used to go when we used to travel there. I used to look forward to that trip every single
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But when we go there, man, I'm getting some. It was just like we stayed at the Marriott, and it was this spot like 5 minute walk down the road, man. It's you could tell I don't know who Auntie it was, but Auntie was throwing down. She was throwing down, man. That
Yeah.
food was so good. Crawfish used to be
Man,
hitting.
crawfish. Hey. And that was my first time, experiencing it. They used to have like crawfest and stuff like that. They always had a lot
Hmm.
of events on the campus, but they had crawfest every year. They used to just bring pounds of crawfish in, and it was all free. and people from all over just come in and you just go get crawfish. Man, when I tell you some of the best crawfish I ever had,
I bet.
man.
No, I need to go back to New Orleans, man. It's a lovely place. So, you said you had a good 2 years at Tulane. Yeah, Tulane is a good school though. I mean, it's always like some real talent there
Uh-huh,
too. They
uh-huh,
used to give us trouble.
uh-huh.
After Tulane, you went to Murray State, right?
Yeah, Murray State.
Murray State. Ooh, that's when, man, Murray State was on fire then.
Yeah, yeah. Last week.
They was on
Yeah.
fire. And I used to watch a lot of their games too, because one of my good friends from Lauderdale, dude, Ivan Asker was
Oh
there.
yeah, I know Ivan. Yeah.
Ivan, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I used to be like, man, y'all boys over there running through stuff, and man, they was good though.
Yeah.
They was good. How you enjoyed that?
Man, it was a great experience, man. I think that was the first time I really felt like the actual culture of like basketball. It was a place.
Mm,
It's nothing in Murray, so it was nothing but basketball. You know what I mean? So that was the
okay.
first place I really got the sense in the community that really loved the game of basketball. Man, that's all they cared about. And they embraced me as soon as I got on campus, and from there it was on me putting the work in and taking off from there. But it was all love.
Okay, okay. How did y'all finish that year?
So my senior year, we won it all, man. We ended up losing our first. We lost our first two games, I think, in the conference, and then we just won on out. Like, we won like 18, 19, something in a row, man, to finish the season before we lost in the tournament, man, the NCAA tournament. So
Dang.
yeah, it was a great experience, man.
That's love, man. I never made it to the tournament. I know that feeling was just like on that stage.
Hey, it was great. And what's crazy, it was a great feeling, but I had one of my worst. That was probably my worst college game ever when I went to the tournament.
Man, who y'all played?
We played West Virginia.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, what
yeah, they was
Huggins.
nice. Yeah, they was nice there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was one of my worst
yeah, they
performances. I definitely learned from that one.
that's all it is, man. It's a learning
Hey,
experience,
never
and you
lost,
know you
man.
had a lot more big games
Hey,
to go.
never
So
lost. Always a lesson, my boy.
no, that's love. I know that tournament experience was like no other. I always wanted to get there, but we couldn't cross that
Yeah,
threshold, man.
yeah,
Especially when you had Memphis.
yeah. And they was nice too. They was nice. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
It was stacked over there. They did us dirty though, man. I ain't gonna lie. The Conference USA, if y'all ever watch this, y'all did us dirty that year in the conference championship game. Ain't no way the game should have been at Memphis and we playing there. Man, bro, we ran out of the tunnel. And normally, for the conference championship game, like the crowd is like it's like half and half.
Yeah,
All you seen was blue and the
I already
FedEx.
know.
And then you see a little spark, little spot here, green little spot there. I was like, oh, this is about to go crazy. And then that fire came out.
They
That's when it was
they
over.
used to turn up too. Yeah.
What? No, I used to love playing them games though, man. Um, your junior year, was that the year they so your no, let me see. Your junior year you was at Murray
Hmm,
State, right?
hmm.
Was that when they was on that run too?
Uh, nah. So they went on you talking about like a 25 game winning streak or something like that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the year before I got there.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
okay,
when I
okay.
got
That I think that was my like third
Yeah,
year.
and then when I got there, I had to sit out a year. And the year that I had to sit out, it was
Mm,
a okay year. We just did all right. Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah.
Dang. Do you ever go back or do they try to get you to come do camps there or whatnot?
Oh yeah,
Or just
man. Murray is like a second home to me, man. I try to go back every summer.
okay.
When I'm back at the crib. I met some lifelong family that's from Murray, so I'm always when I get a chance to go back, I'm gonna go back. And I just got inducted in the Hall of Fame a couple years ago there, so I went back for that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Congratulations, my boy. That's big right
Appreciate you.
there, man. I ain't know
Yeah,
that.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Damn, that's love. That's
Yeah,
love. Hall of
yeah.
Fame.
I'm in.
That name ain't never going nowhere.
I'm stamped. You hear me?
Fact.
Nah, it's
No, that's big though. That's love. So after Murray State, that's when you started your first year overseas, right?
nah. So
Oh no, no.
so I went through training camp and the G League. You know, I had a season.
Okay,
I
okay.
had a season of that, but I ended up tearing my ACL towards the end of my rookie year. And so I
Mm.
was out for a little minute after that. And then when I got fully recovered, that's when I went and had my first year overseas.
Okay, okay. How was you was in who you was with training camp with?
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Ooh, them Timberwolves.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard they training camp, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say yeah, they was getting at it
Yeah,
over there.
we had that's when Tibbs was he was the coach over there and he was kind of old school. So yeah, we was in the gym for hours.
Okay, y'all. That's when Cat was there and Jimmy, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I went through that whole little situation, man.
Oh, you was there for the infamous Jimmy versus the
Hey,
the Timberwolves.
yeah, I was there. I witnessed firsthand. Yeah.
How was that like? Like, was he? How did that go down? If you could tell us.
Man, so man, it was a great experience, I'll tell you that. And Jimmy first got there, when he first got to the gym, like so
Go ahead.
Jimmy came in, he ain't been at training camp all the whole time, so he missed about a week and a half or something like that. But when he come in, we coming in, we doing defensive drills and all of the stuff to warm up. All the vets, they kind of just walking through it and warming up. And as soon as he come in, he like, hey, I ain't coming here to do all that. I came here to play. I came here to play. And as soon as he said that, we was holding it up and time to play. So they tried
It's
they
go
tried
time.
they tried to put Jimmy with the
Ooh.
first team, and he like, nah, I don't want to play with them. Put me, and he pointed at us. So we over there with the pennies on. He was like, hey, put me with them. And we was all the G League
Oh,
guys, Exhibit 10 guys, people that really didn't have the best chance to make the roster. So he put us. He was like, I want to play with them. So the first and second unit came, they played. We over there getting loose. And the first team won. So now we get on the court and Jimmy out there going crazy. And everybody always think he, was scoring crazy, but he was just impacting everything. Like he was guarding every position. He was making everybody open, getting shots. Everybody looked like superstars. And we end up like, so we go down the stretch and I think we up like 2 or 3 or something like that. And by that time, he didn't already set a charge on Cat, got a steal, and I mean he guarding everybody. And like why he doing this, he letting you know, and he talking like he talking crazy. So we come down, and
damn.
we like up 2. So it's like a big possession. It's a little bit under a minute left. And he come down and I'm open in the corner. He break his man off, dish it to me in the corner, splash. That kind of sealed the deal. As soon as we get done playing, they like, hey, we want to play again. We want to play again. Jimmy already in the locker room. And then so by the time we huddle up, if we get a notification, like we go back to the locker room, he already doing the interview. And we like, dang. So we couldn't even put our clothes on good. He didn't already dipped and did the interview. We like, dang. So yeah, man, Jimmy impact on the game is crazy, man. He really one of them ones, and I witnessed it firsthand. He one of them.
It's crazy. He came in there, bust their ass, and was like, "I'm out. Let me get on. Let
Like
me do
he
the interview.
like
Tell them they need
it's
to
like
pay
he
me.
already
Y'all
had
just
planned
seen
his
it."
day. Like I'm finna go in here and kill them real quick, and then I'm finna go tell everybody about it and let them know what I did to them, and let them know that they ain't gonna win without me. That's kind of how he did it. That's kind of how he did it.
That's tough though. If that's a bold move, but it's tough if you actually like if it
And the
go the
thing
way you
is, like he's
planned it.
guarding everybody. Like he ain't just guarding one person. Like he's guarding 1 through 5. He guarded Teague, Wiggs, Cat. He guarding everybody.
That's shout out to Jimmy Butler. He a dog. He one of the last remaining
He
like
one of
real
the ones. You
dogs
see
left
what
in the
he doing
league.
with
So
Golden State right now. Like he impacts winning. Like he's very unselfish, but he impacts winning.
man, that was a
It
big time move
was.
for
It
them getting Jimmy
was.
Butler. He do it. Him and Draymond, boy,
And
that's a lot of dirty work being done.
they both
Steph
unselfish
gonna have it
players,
made.
man. They want to play defense, so that's that's gonna be good for him.
Man, boy, if Clay would have just waited a little bit longer, just wait a little, boy, you would have been in a golden situation. You already was. It just
Yeah.
would have got even better. Nah, that's crazy though, man. I know that was a crazy experience, like witnessing all that. Um, like like training camp, like it's like, is it tough like that? Because I never did training camp or anything. So like, I'm sure like competitive wise, like
I
it's
wouldn't even
extremely
say
tough.
it was that tough. The toughest part is like you just adjusting. Me being a rookie, I'm not knowing what to expect. And the older guys, they've been there. We had a kind of a vet team. We had Luol Deng, Taj Gibson, T.
Mhm.
They've been in the league a while. So, even D Rose is there as well. So, no, it was yeah. So
Mm, okay,
it was
okay.
for me. It was just a lot to learn. They all the terminology and they just know it already. You know what I'm saying? And they tell you
Hmm.
certain things, and they want you to be like that. Quick, quick, quick. So, for me, that was the adjustment. Just learning all the terminology, learning, little ins and outs that they always talk about. Yeah.
Got you. So who like just doing training camp, did you have like a mentor or somebody that like a little bit older that you was working with that was, just giving you guidance
Uh,
mostly?
Nah, not really, man. I had a decent relationship with just about everybody. I talked with Tyus a little bit
Okay.
because he was still, a younger guy. I talked to Tyus, and then I had a good relationship
Hmm.
with the rookies at the time. And we was always together because we was always, trying to learn and talking to each other about, what we need to be doing and stuff. So,
Right.
it was more of a learning experience, and I learned from just about all of them. So
Mm, okay, okay. No, that's tough. That's love, man. Um, so
yeah, I did
you did
summer
summer
league.
league, right? Who was that year, who was like one of those guys that was like that you seen and was like this man can go? Or even it didn't even have to be summer league, just like and in training camp. Like when you seen him hooping, you was like, man, this dude tough.
Uh, Man, I would have to say, and he didn't even make the roster, but I would have to say DJO, Darius Johnson Odom. Oh
Oh yeah, he
man,
he can go. He can go. I played against him in the D
hey,
League when I was
talking
there.
about a
He can
bucket,
go.
like he's a professional. He's a professional scorer. Like he can score the ball like
That's
with
great.
with the best of them. And like for me, I really
Mhm.
didn't know him like that. I only heard of him. You know what I'm saying? And seeing him out there, he was getting buckets. And then like D Rose, that was the year everybody was like saying he was old and washed, but like still can go. Hey, they playing pickup, he still could go.
That's man. No, that's crazy. I remember watching D Rose in college, and boy, that man, that was like it's like seeing something that don't even look like. I'm talking about with your own eyes in person. The way he played didn't even
He
seem
was it's
real.
like he was floating. Even when he running, he just floating.
That's crazy. No,
Yeah,
D
he,
Rose
he
was
do.
one of them ones. So after that, that you said it was your first year overseas. Where'd you
So
go?
my
Which
first
country you went
country I
to?
went to was Germany. It was in a small city called Gießen,
Mm,
but it was close to Frankfurt. Yeah, but it was
oh,
during
okay.
COVID,
How
so it
was that?
was it was super tough for me.
Oh,
And at the time, I was still with my wife, but we weren't married. But I went by myself,
mm,
and it was tough. That was probably one of the toughest situations I've been through, man. Being alone in another country for the first time by myself, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, that first year, woo, you don't know what to expect, and now you just experiencing all the
Yeah,
BS solo, and it ain't too many people you can call. Well, I mean, besides like the manager or somebody
yeah.
that help you on the team,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's
That's
it.
it. And with it being my first year, I didn't know what to expect, like you said, but I didn't really know nothing at all. I didn't really talk to many people.
Mm,
I was kind of shy, so I didn't talk to people. I didn't ask people what situation I was going into. I didn't ask people no questions at all.
mhm.
So I kind of just went in and just whatever was whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it was tough for me.
And, like it was tough, like even just like hooping wise, or it was just like the living and
Man, it
getting
was
used
everything.
to everything.
The hooping, like when you playing overseas, it's more than just the basketball that come with it. Like, and a lot of people don't understand
Yes.
it. They think they just gonna come out there, get their quick bread and go home, but it's a lot that go with that. Your mental got to be clear. You got to have a strong mental because you're gonna go through a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I usually didn't get out that much anyways, and they were very strict with the COVID guideline regulations. Like we couldn't travel a certain amount of miles, outside the neighborhood. Like they were super strict. They had checkpoints and all type of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I was in the house like all the time, and I was almost going crazy in there, man.
No, I can only imagine. It was tough here. I was in Japan during COVID, but when when it first hit, the season ended in February that year. And it wasn't like just going back to America, that was like that's when it really set
Yeah,
in, like,
yeah,
oh, this is real. Like everything closed. I remember trying to go to a gym, like I couldn't
yeah.
find nowhere to live. But I know that's a million times tougher when you're not home, man.
It was
Yeah,
tough. I would say the
I know
best
that was
part
a
about it
headache, man.
was is that I was able to get paid on time. So I had I had no
Ooh, gotta get that
problems when
chicken.
it came to the bread. And it was being my first year, I didn't think that was a problem anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, I did experience
Mm-hmm.
some other things with when it came to bread later on with other teams, but I was fortunate enough not to experience it with that team. So, that was the good side of it.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I done heard them stories and on that side of the world when it comes to like getting paid and how
I
dudes be
got
going
I
months
got a
with
couple
I
of
can't do it no.
'em. Yeah,
For
man.
real?
It's tough, man.
How do you play through that? How do you play through that? Because I can't do it. I'm telling you that now. If you 2, 3 days late,
So
I'm
it
not showing
was
up to
it
practice no more.
was I mean, both I was in two situations like that, and they were both different. And in one of the situations, I won't say the club
Mhm.
names, but in one of the situations, I had a little leverage. I was playing well, and I was one of the top guys on the team, and I set out of practice too, like. And they try to threaten you and try to make it seem like you're the bad guy, when you do things like that. But I stood my
Mhm.
ground, and I end up getting paid, a couple days later. And I was also in
Okay.
another situation where I didn't have the leverage. I was playing for like a historical club. You get looked down upon, and it was a stepping stone. So they were a known club, and it would help me, for my future career. So I made that decision to go ahead and play, and I didn't get paid for about 2 months, 2.5 months, and you just it's a tough situation, but you just kind of try to look at the bright side and on the positive of things and just keep your head grounded and keep it moving forward. And I mean, it paid off for me.
Boy. No, it did. It did. Thank God. A lot of people, man, people that don't play, like overseas. there's no, I'm sure, well, I've experienced it not in Japan, but other places. There's no feeling worse than like not getting your money on payday. Man, that boy, I'm talking about you.
Yeah,
That's a different type of
yeah,
anger.
it changes so
Especially
much,
when you've
man.
been, man, when you've been going hard all month. Like I'm talking about, and say if y'all playing good or whatever the case may be, I don't care if we lose every game. Give me what we agreed upon
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it's time for me to
yeah,
get
and
it.
it's they try to make it seem like you're wrong for getting what you signed for.
No,
Yeah,
that's crazy. I need that. I don't know. I've heard the stories. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all are much better men than me, because I would have left. Or no,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
leaving. I'm just not playing. But I'm not about to leave
facts.
without the
I
money.
feel you. I feel you.
That's tough, though. I commend you for
Hey,
staying solid on that, big dog.
come
That's
on, man.
your brain.
Come
Stay
on,
solid.
man. It's part of it, man. Stay solid.
Stay solid. Facts. Facts. We go through a lot. So after that, you went to
After
Greece, right?
Germany, nah, after Germany, I actually went to
Yeah.
Hungary. And then after,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
Now that I
so
ain't know.
I had a little journey, man. I went to Hungary, and then after Hungary, I went to France. After France, I went to Israel for a small stint. I did like preseason, and right before the season started, the bombing and all of that stuff happened. So I ended up going home, and then that's when I ended up going to Greece.
Mm.
And then after Greece, I
Oh,
came.
okay,
I'm here in
okay.
Japan.
Mm. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, you've been on a little journey. Out of um, out of those, so out of all the places you've been so far, which one was your favorite? I mean, you still got a long career ahead of you, but so far, like,
Japan,
what's been your favorite?
and it's not and it's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, Japan is very smooth living out here. Like the most relaxed you
And
probably
I
gonna ever
love it
be.
out here. I plan on Japan being my last stop. Hey,
I hear that. Hey, I hear that. I ain't playing
nah.
nowhere else
Yeah,
but
Japan, where
Japan.
is it, man?
Nah, yeah, you definitely gonna be out here for a long time, man. Especially, I wish you didn't get hurt because you was on your way, but everything happened for a reason. But I remember, bro, that first game in preseason, man, boy, you was on one. I'm talking about you was on you
Yeah.
caught fire so quick, and it was like I remember I looked up at the scoreboard, and I want to say you probably had like 14, 15 at the time. And then you went for about, I'll say you probably went for like 20 straight. I'm talking about just coming down, just sidestep. Ah, man. Before you know it, we looking. Oh, the game is. Oh, we in here. We here. Like, granted, we lost, but boy,
Uh,
you made a debut. Like 34 on on your debut in
yeah,
Japan. That
man.
was big,
I
man.
started.
That was big. How was that like as an eye opener or just like experiencing
It was
basketball in
great,
Japan?
man. I was glad to be able to get off to a good start. I wanted to come out and kind of show what I could do and what I could bring to the team. But a lot of teams there, from Japan, everybody was there and watching. So I also wanted to, let it be
Mm-hmm.
known that I'm here and I'm here to stay. So I was trying to kind of set the tone for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I was able to go out and have a good performance.
You did that, young fella. You did that. I'm here. I'm here. Man, I'm talking about boy, you was lighting their ass up.
Yeah.
Nah, that's tough, man. But I will say it's really good to see that, like, to see you in practice every day, like you stay with high faith and like just seeing you. I seen you today at practice on the other end of the court, you getting in your bag, going through your stuff. But now you back to like you getting
Yeah.
into it. You almost there. You almost at that finish line where it's like, all right,
Man, I'm
you
trying to
back.
trying to just ease my way into it, man, and keep a positive approach towards it. This is my second time dealing with an injury like this, so I kind of know what it takes to get back to where I want to get back to, and the stay solid thing is what I live by. It's a lifestyle for me, and so I try to approach every day like that.
Okay. Nah, yeah, you got to, man. You gotta find something to believe in. You gotta find something that's gonna keep you like high level, high motivated, and just focused on something. Cause over here, like I said earlier, man, it's very, very easy to get down in the dumps and just get lost on what your main
Hmm.
purpose is
Hmm.
while you're here. And yeah, the injuries is tough, but I will say you handled yours like a boss, man, and
Appreciate you,
you
man.
bounce back.
I plan to continue to
You
keep
bounce
growing,
back.
man.
So facts. So over the summer, so what do you do? Like, what do you do during the summertime?
Uh, so it'll be a little different for me this summer. I got a baby girl on the way. She'll be here early May. So my summers will be a little different. I'm looking forward to bringing in the newly baby girl to the world, so that'll be fun for me. So my summer will be a little different. Other than that, I'm gonna still be doing my rehab and therapy and things of that sort, and should be by that time I'll be 100%, and I'll be getting up and down a little bit, trying to stay in a little shape to get back out here to Japan, man.
I hear that, man. Can't I mean, shoot, I hope to come back too, but I'm sure you'll be back here, man. I already know. Everybody want to see you play because it's like we seen, what he can do. Now we just need to get him in this good organization over yonder, and
Yeah,
let's make it
yeah,
easier
come
for him.
on,
Let's
man, come
really let
on.
him work.
I'm ready.
Back, man. You will definitely be back. Yeah. So I think that I would say I remember what I was about to so like the one of the biggest things about your game that like help you stand out more than a lot of people is not only that you can score, but you have a very high IQ for the game. And like there's been a lot of dudes I've seen come out here. Yeah, you could put up 20, 30 points easy, but you ain't making nobody better. You feel me? Like when you get in the game, not only can you score, not only can, we rely on you to get those buckets when we need them, but you making the game fun for everybody because oh, here you go, bam. You diming people up, and everybody's scoring. And when everybody's scoring, it's just make the game fun. And I think that's one of the biggest things we've been missing since you got hurt is like we don't have nobody to do that for real. We ain't got nobody to run the offense correctly, get everybody in the right spot, make the right pass. And that's what we've really been
I
missing since you've
appreciate
been off
that,
the court.
man. But I would say, to piggyback on that a little bit, it's just the experience from playing, in Europe, not always being the main guy, but trying to find your niche and just to be on the court, you know. And last year, I wasn't the main guy. I came off the bench, but I had a vital role on the team. And my role wasn't just to score. It
Hmm.
was to do a lot of the little things, be a point guard, get others involved, set the plays up. It was that role, but also there was times where I was needed to score, to be aggressive. So, I found out a lot about my game is that, it's not about, just being able to score. It's just about how you can impact winning. And I found out that I can, impact winning in multiple ways other than just scoring, So for me, it's just going out there and try to play the game the right way. If it's two on me, my job is to get two on me. And if I got two on me, that means somebody else is open. And I just try to make the right play from there.
Yeah, every team need a guard like that, a PG like that. Like I can make the right play at all times, and just control the offense, control the way the game is flowing. That's big, man. Everybody need a part of it. Everybody
Man,
needs a teammate like that, and I think that's what's gonna help you, like, have a very long, successful career in Japan because a lot of teams need that.
for
Like
sure, for sure.
everybody needs that. So that's gonna be good to see, out here, for the rest of your career, man. You're gonna love it. You probably could play till you about
Hey,
40
that's the
something out
plan,
here.
man. I'm gonna try to play till I'm 40.
Shoot. Man. I be telling people I'm
Hey,
trying to pull a
hey,
Jeff
do it,
Gibbs.
man. You could do it. Yeah.
Checks as long as I can. You met Ja
Yeah, I
Morant at
did.
Murray State, right? Oh, okay, okay. I know that was how was that like, y'all being on the same team sharing
Man,
the
it's a
floor
great
together?
experience, man. So when he first came in, he was, 6'2", probably like 130. I'm like, who this I'm like, who this little dude, and the more we play, we having summer pickup and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, he's showing like little glimpses of, hey, he might be out here playing. A lot of freshmen that come in, you don't really bank on them playing because they got so much to learn, and all of that type of
Hmm.
stuff. But I'm watching him. We guarding each other a lot, and I'm like, hey, he might be able to get out on this court, real soon. He's showing he's showing
Right,
little
while y'all
glimpses because we
playing.
had a transfer that came in that year that was supposed to be, the backcourt for me and him. And he had just sat out and he had came in, it was his time to play. And he was supposed to start. And, it was looking a little
Mm.
sharp when 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 he started coming in and we playing pickup. So we had another guy on our team. He was our other captain named Real. And he always used to get the young guys. Like he had all the freshmen. So it was all of them on one team, and then it was me, and I had most of the older guys. And we used to play pickup, and I would
Hmm.
never win. Like I never won. Like man, I used to be so mad because we could never win. And then, the coach ended up coming up to me like, the transfer is supposed to come in and play. What you think about, having Ja coming in and playing with you? And I'm like, the best players need to be on the court. And at the time I was at the one,
Facts.
and the coach didn't want to move me off the ball because I was a senior. It was my senior year, and I'm like, hey, I want the best player on the court. Whoever it is, I want the best players on the court. So, I told him like I move to the two, and he can be the one. As long as he on the court. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So, and it ended up paying off well for us, and we ended up winning some games and having a great. Well, I had a great senior year. So
Hmm. Oh, okay, okay. That's big, man. I know it was like I'm sure he was still the same exciting as he was
man,
now, like he
it's
was back
things
then.
that like it's hard to even explain because like some people you would be like, why you even trying to do certain things in certain situations? Like, why would you even try that? Like the 360 layups and all of this, like
Right.
he's been doing this stuff. So like when you see him doing it,
It's crazy.
in front of everybody, you just like, y'all just now seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't that exciting, but it's still so
Uh-huh.
shocking that he just does it so effortless, and it's all just natural. That's just something that you can't teach. You can't teach some of the stuff that he does. And those were some of the things that he was showing, when we was playing pickup. He's already splitting screens and throwing the ball behind his back, like splitting the screen. Like you don't see freshmen coming in and doing those type of things that early. So, seeing that,
You
it was
don't. You
amazing.
don't.
And to be able to see him now, I don't miss a game. So that should just tell you.
Man. Yeah, he one of them ones, boy. That dude, he
Hey,
exciting
yeah,
to watch, man.
he that.
He exciting to watch. It's only about 4 or 5 players I actually like tune into their games just because I know they about
Yeah,
to put on the
he
show,
one of
and
them.
he
He
is
one
one
of
of
them.
them.
All right.
Man, it's
It
a show
is.
every time that boy get on the court. Have y'all have y'all like do y'all still
Yeah,
work out
so every
together when you
summer he
can?
usually does like a little prep like training camp before he goes to training camp. And I usually work out with him then.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
mean,
okay, okay. How is his like how is like his work ethic? Is he like he going
like
crazy in the gym?
when he's in that mode, yeah, he's working out heavy. But a lot of it is like some strengthening stuff, but it's
Mm,
a lot of like maintaining, prevention type things, to try to keep his body healthy because you know they have a long season, so you know, he don't want to overwork, but a lot of it is just trying to prevention. You know, he's had some problems with injuries and things of that sort, so he's trying to work on that side of his body and get taking care of his body a little bit better. So, and he's made, you know, some improvements in that area. So,
okay, okay. Yeah, nah, man. I hope he stay healthy, man. And I hope they go on a little run, you know, go to the playoffs and all that. I just like seeing him play, you know, and you know, he's good for the game, man. He's one of them guys where
yeah,
he's
and
very good for
he's
the
one of them
NBA.
guys
He is.
that make you enjoy watching basketball because he competes at a high level. You know, and that's what a lot of
He
the
do.
people are missing in the game. They miss that competition, but he one of them ones that's gonna compete every time you get on the court.
Nah, and he
Yeah,
gonna let you know, "Nigga, I'm here. Hey,
yeah,
y'all better play some defense. I'm here." Nah, that's what I like to see, though. I love to see when somebody hooping, but
yeah.
they talking that talk. That's what I like to see, man. I hope he stay healthy, and you know, I hope he really open up everybody's eyes so y'all can really see
Oh,
like what this
for
man
sure,
can
for
do
sure.
and what he capable of. Nah, so I want to like switch the topic a little bit. And this is more so about like so me and you, like we always be talking about like business and you know just like life after basketball and financial literacy and all that. So I want to like ask you, and you know, so to let everybody know, like so like after basketball, what you think you see yourself doing, or what are you doing to prepare yourself for life after
Oh, I would
basketball now?
say for me, life after basketball is setting myself up to where I can be involved with my kids. Uh, and I don't
Mm,
plan on doing much at all during that time, like when I'm done. I'm trying to, you know, invest in some things now, that to where when I'm done playing, that where I'll be able to, you know, have my money making money, and to where I don't have to physically
mm-hmm,
do anything, but you know, be in my kids' lives and every day. You know, that's my plan. And with saying that, you know, I also will do some things to continue to grow, you know, myself. But you know, that's the plan for right now is just to invest in some things now to where, you know, when I'm done playing, to where I don't have to physically go anywhere and do anything.
mm-hmm. No, that's good to hear. I asked because like I previously had told you earlier today, like I remember my first 2 years in Japan. I remember like I would just, you know, you go to practice, you practice for, you know, you away at practice 2, 3 hours. You come back home and at this time, like you know, I'm don't really have no idea on, you know, what my plan is for the future, none of that. But I just know I'm working right now. So you know, I go to practice, come home, and then I get home, like I'm playing video games or watching movies. And like it, you know, at some point it hit me. It's like you got to start doing something to prepare yourself, you know, for the
For
future
sure.
because you never know when basketball ends. None of us know. And you know, there are a lot of players that was like me, where it's like they kind of lost, you know, like, damn, I'm making money from this,
Yeah.
but I really don't know what to do after this, or I don't know what to do with my free time. So no, I see that like when you got here, you know, like you was reading a lot of books. You know, you start reading a lot of books, and then you got back into like your clothing line and stuff. You know, you're improving that. You're doing a lot of different stuff. So that's what you know, like that's very good to see because it's like, all right, you got an idea, you got the ball rolling, and I'm sure it's just gonna continue to pile on. You're gonna continue to do more stuff, which is gonna lead you into like being an entrepreneur where you ain't got to do too much after you know you done every you know like you already making passive income and you know you don't got to go out there and you know be stressed
Yeah,
about oh,
yeah,
okay
for
we
sure.
know where these checks gonna come from.
And the main thing is finding out who you are. You know, what you like, the things that interest
Mm-hmm.
you, and you have to really like basically like survey yourself. You have to really ask yourself questions. What do you like? Some people don't know themselves, you know what I'm saying? What interests you? Playing ball, we never really had to ask that question. It was only basketball. You know what I mean? And then you go in there and
No,
you
that's
go
a
to
fact.
school just to hoop. You ain't going to school to really learn what they teaching you. You going to school just so you can go hoop. So now, I'm getting to a point now to where I'm finding out who I really am, And like you said, my first couple of years, I used to do the same thing. I used to, go to practice, come back, play the game. And I don't even play the game like that. I'm trash, but I used to come back. I just had nothing else to do. I just used to come back and play the game, watch TV. But
Mm-hmm.
now, I mean, obviously I have a family and stuff now, so it's a little different. But with me, that's the whole movement of Stay Solid is just a continuation of growth. So that's why now, like, I never liked to read, but now I'm reading, but I'm reading things that interest me, so I'm learning about,
Mm-hmm.
money. A lot of people don't know about money. So, I'm starting to learn about money and how to make money, how to really make money, and where does the money really go? You know what I'm saying? So, those are
Mm-hmm.
the things that interest me. They don't really teach you these things in school, so you kind of got to do it on your own. I never liked to read at all, but I'm reading now. I probably read every day now. I made goals, for myself to read certain amount of books, in a year. And this is be book 5 for me now already this year. So yeah, so I'm on a roll with it, and I'm just trying to, learn as much as I can. And the more you learn, the more you have access to things because you know them. So that's the path that I'm on, and I'm learning a lot on it. So I plan to stay on that stay solid journey.
I hear you. That's good to hear, black man. I love to hear that, man. I do. I do. That's big. And I know, like, when you go back home, your family gonna see how much you evolve. Just like, even if, because I know you probably can't see. It, obviously, it's you, but they
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
like, man, like you changed a lot. You feel me? Because reading them, a lot of people don't know, but reading books will elevate you in a
Man,
in
it's
a
it's
way
it's
that you
hard to
can't even
explain,
like
man, because
describe.
like I hate reading. Like I've always hated reading. And now it's to the point to where like and I'm also trying to change my
Me too.
perspective on it, like to start loving the things that I don't like. Cause I'm trying to get comfortable with doing things that's uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So if I switch it and make it to where, okay, reading is fun for me now and look at it from that perspective, now it's gonna help me bring knowledge to myself, and now I can spread that to my family, which mean dearly to me. So, having that approach of it now, of reading as being fun and not just something that I hate, it's changed a lot for me.
Mm, no, yeah, I like that. Being comfortable at doing uncomfortable things. That's a very, it's a very wise quote. It's been around for a long time, but that's something you really have
Yeah,
to do if you want to progress in life. You got to do a lot of stuff that you're not comfortable doing, but especially if it's the right things, it's going to elevate you and take you to a new level as
for
a person
sure.
that you
And
probably didn't even think you can get to.
another reason why I started reading was, everybody that reads is not in the sports or entertainment, that's wealthy. They read. And if
Hmm.
if that's what it takes for me to be wealthy, if that's it, you know what I'm saying? Why not take that risk? You know what I'm saying? That ain't asking for too much. You know what I mean? Like you take 30
No,
minutes.
that.
People scroll on their phone for 30 minutes. Why not read a
Mhm.
book instead? You know what I'm saying? People people say it's
Ooh, boy, you
lame and
see.
all of this and all of that, but people with money don't care what you think. You hear me?
Hey, hey,
Hey,
you
so
said something there. You said something there. No, that is facts. That is facts, and that's crazy though because that's one of the reasons. That's one of like the main reasons like I got into like reading like that because the things I was trying to do like you not really going you can see it all you want to on these YouTube videos and all that, but like I gotta continuously read something over and over and like I'm like, dude, I'm tired of being broke. Like I wanna, be a businessman. I wanna have all these different types of businesses. And like the only way that's gonna work for me is, I
Mm-hmm.
have to do what these rich folks is doing. Okay, they got their head in the books. You know what? Let me crack open
Mm-hmm.
one of these books
Mm-hmm.
that changed their life to see if it can change mine. That's how I started. That's how I got into like reading every day or every other day. Just
Yeah, yeah.
okay, let me get through like two, three chapters, and before you know it, man, that
So
shit is
much
eye
different.
opening. You articulate things so much differently. Like I go about business so much more differently now than
For
I
sure,
did
for
when I
sure. And
was like
I'm still young, so
27,
I'm still in my
26.
early stages of, getting the business side of things, but it makes you want to learn more about it. So, after you start reading and doing those things, you want to start getting in touch with some of these people that have money and that's wealthy and actually hear it from them and you get their experience.
Hmm.
Because we on this earth, we can't experience everything, so the only way that you can get other people's experiences is by connecting with them and building these relationships so where you can learn from them. And, when you learn it from the people that's actually doing it, you have to take that knowledge in and, and apply it to whatever it is that you say you want to do.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact, man. I hope the people that watch this, especially like the players that's that's in our career and whatnot, men or women, I don't care what sport you play, just watch it, even if you don't, just listen to like the knowledge of what you're giving us about like just learning and being. You can't be afraid to do something you haven't done. You can't be afraid to change, and you should always want to improve your situation no matter if you're doing well or not, because I mean if you're
Yeah,
working,
for
to me
sure.
you're doing
And
well,
that's
but you
my
can
whole
do
thing
better.
with stay solid, man. It's just that continuation of growth. And it's in all aspects of life, like mentally,
Yeah, I
physically,
like that.
spiritually. It's with everything. And that's what stay solid means. That's why it's a lifestyle. That's why I live it, breathe it. It's everything for me. And if I continue to have that approach, I'm gonna continue to be learning, continue to grow. And that's what it's all about for me is to continue to level up.
Nah, that's tough. I like that. Stay solid.
Man, it's just something
Continuation
that
of growth.
I was
How'd you come up
actually
with that?
it was a little baby song, bro. And and
Shout out to little baby. Funky.
I was coming back from my injury and he had dropped the tape and that song just stuck with me. And like ever since that, I kind of just reflected back on my life and
Mm,
like everything, some of the tough challenges and stuff that I've been through and what I did with those challenges and how I overcame them. And it was just like, I just stuck to my roots of being consistent, working hard, trying to learn, trying to grow. And I've had a lot of success during those times, but I never just stopped there. I always wanted to grow, and after, breaking records, at school or, whatever the case might be, I always tried to outdo it. I never settled. And that's just the approach now that I'm taking with life,
mhm.
with myself, mentally, physically, like learning about myself. I'm having that same stay solid mentality and it's helping me, level up. Yeah.
Stay solid. Y'all here, man. That's the name of the brand. Lock in
Hey man.
and just watch it progress. Watch it progress. You got the merch out. You
Hey,
got the merch out. I
I'm gonna
definitely
tell
got to
you
cop
now.
some
I
merch
got I
soon. We
got
get
some
off of
stuff
here.
coming out
Um,
that I'm working on. It's in the beginning processes, but y'all be on the lookout. I got some Stay Solid merch, and it'll be available soon. So you just stay tuned in, man.
We're gonna stay tuned because I definitely need some, man. I definitely
I got
soon as you drop it, let me know. I'm placing my
I
order.
got
I
you. I
don't want nothing for
appreciate it, man.
free.
I got
I'm
you.
placing my order.
Not all heroes wear capes. Not all kings and queens wear a crown. Many greats remain uncrowned.
All right, man. We at the closing part, so I just want you to give all the listeners, all the youngins or whatever, everybody that's following in your footsteps, give them some advice on, like being a professional, carrying yourself as a professional at all times, and life, and just preparing yourself and just
And my
just being
advice
the greatest person that you can be.
to everyone that logs in and watches is just, you know, I would say just study yourself and figure out who you really are and what you really like. In today's, society, like we so caught up into what we see, and we're not into ourselves. We don't know what we like. We don't know, the things that we like to do. We get it from other people. We see other people doing this and other people doing that, and we think that we need to do that or do this, and not really evaluating ourselves on who we are and what we like to do. So I would really say, you know, take time to really study yourself. Sit with yourself sometimes, even if you're by yourself, and sit with yourself to see what it is that you really like, what it is that you like to do, so you can have a better perspective to find your purpose and why you were here put on this earth, so you can fulfill that purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say to the people that's watching that tune in.
I hear that. That's love right there, man. I hope everybody really listen to that, intercept that, and you know apply that knowledge to their own life, and just be the best that you can be, man. You came on here today, you dropped off some great gems, man. You gave us a lot of information. So I mean, tell the people where they can find you at, the social medias, so they can stay tuned in, stay locked into your career, and
For
definitely,
sure,
join the Stay
man.
Solid
You can
movement.
find me on Instagram at Jonathan Stark, too. And I'll be posting things and stuff on there to keep you guys updated on with the Stay Solid brand and the stuff that's coming soon. So, just follow me on Instagram, and we can lock in from there.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard it here first, man. Y'all lock in. Make sure y'all follow him on all platforms. And
Hey,
we
man.
out. It's been a great
Last
episode.
thing,
I
man.
hope y'all
Appreciate
love
you
it.
for having me,
Appreciate you,
man.
my
Big
boy.
shout out to the OG, man. Appreciate you for having me on your podcast, man. Wish you nothing but the best and continue to do what you're doing, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, no problem, big dog. My bad. Before I leave, I always like to give them their flowers, why they can. And you are a great father. I see you with Jax all the time. You always teaching them, just giving him the guidance, everything that he need to grow up and be a great man himself. So I want to say congratulations on your second child that's coming here soon. But I want to just give you a round of applause for being a great black father, man. It's a lot of them out here, but they don't get their spotlight. They don't get the
I
shine. So
appreciate
I
you.
just want to give you yours, man, while I
Appreciate
can.
you, big
So
dog.
great job on everything, bro. Yes, sir. And appreciate you for coming on here. And shoot, it's
What's
been a
up?
good one. I'm gonna catch you
All right,
tomorrow
my
at
boy.
practice, my
All
boy.
right.
All right. Let me see. Let me see.